We got Mike.
Mike, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Brandon? How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Hey, listen, from the way you started the show, I know pot's legal in Denver, man, but it sounds like you're smoking opium. I mean, you're just acting like a total homer kiss-ass, man. Why don't we just send all these guys to the Hall of Fame, right? They're all going to be Hall of Famers.
Well, what do you want? The team has the highest winning percentage of any team in sports in the last 2 years. They've won more games than any team in pro football the last 2 years. They had the greatest offense in the history of the NFL last season, and they've only added at every single position. So what would you like me to do? What part of this team would you like me to rip? How Peyton Manning sucks. Peyton Manning sucks.
Why don't you switch it up a little bit, all right?
Why don't I switch it up and just make up things? Why don't I talk about how this line that has the best guard combo in the NFL actually can't block? Why don't I just pretend that? Why don't I just pretend that Orlando Franklin's not going to be a beast? Why don't I just pretend that having Clark as their left tackle last year, now they're upgrading with Ryan Clady, one of the top 3 tackles in the game, is now back. That's not going to help them. And Cody Latimer's killing it at camp, and Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas, and Wes Welker's coming back, and he looks great in camp. He's been the best wide receiver. And Julius Thomas broke every single record of Shannon Sharp last year in his first season starting in the NFL. And Monty Ball averaged more yards per carry than Sean Moreno and looked better, and now he's the starter. And you've literally upgraded everywhere. And the safety positions they've had problems with, they added TJ Ward, the best strong safety in the game. And at corner, they added my number 4 corner at the end of the year, and Aqib Talib. And my number 6 guy was Chris Harris, and he's on the other side. And then they added Bradley Roby, who was supposed to be a top 15 pick, and he's the 3rd corner on the team. Then they added DeMarcus Ware, first ballot Hall of Famer, who was injured last year, and he's healthy this year, and he's on the other side. And he's playing alongside Von Miller, who had 18.5 sacks 2 years ago, and is back down to that original playing weight. Sylvester Williams, last year's first-round pick, is back this year. It's his 2nd year as a defensive tackle. Oh, and by the way, Pot Roast, a guy who's playing at an all-pro level and is now endorsed nationally and getting all the recognition and loved locally, he's also back. He's 100% too. What do you want me to say about this team? Maybe you're not a Broncos fan. I'm not a Broncos fan either. They've won 26 of their last 32 games. Pull your head out of your ass. What do you want from me? Are you an idiot? You want me to complain? You want me to find things to complain about? Is that what you want me to do? Are you not smart enough to recognize that you're witnessing something that you may never witness again in this town? Are you too slow to understand that? Maybe you're too slow to understand that this is something you should probably hold on to and remember and try to, record via DVD all of the games so that you can show somebody, because it might be a very, very long time before you ever see a Broncos team this good again. Take your homerism word and shove it right up your ass, you ignoramus. You're a buffoon. An absolute buffoon. Guess what? I'm going to have Chris Hansen on in the 2nd hour. He just got done covering Oakland Raiders camp. And you know what they got in Raiders? Rod Streeter is their number 1 receiver. Rod freaking Streeter. Meanwhile, in Denver, Bubba Caldwell might not make the team. He might not make the team, and he would be the number 1 wide receiver in Oakland. That's what they're covering, you imbecile. If the Broncos were terrible, I'd be telling you they were terrible. Don't come on my show and call me a homer. When Mike McCoy was calling ridiculous plays, I said he was calling ridiculous plays. When Eric Decker was dropping passes, I questioned whether or not he was an NFL caliber starting wide receiver. I destroyed DJ Williams on this show numerous times. I said Sean Moreno all year last year wasn't a good enough back for this system. When I have my opinions, I give them out. Don't ever call me a homer. I'm sorry that you live in a town that has a phenomenal football team and the greatest quarterback ever. I'm really sorry. Go live somewhere else that sucks because you do. I'm Brandon Spano. Coming up next, Broncos defensive end Malik Jackson. Stick around. Woo!